Hello everyone, welcome to Evolve. Alright, so we're going to get straight into it here with Hunters. As you can see, I've got the Trapper class out, but we're not going to go with Trapper, we're going to go with Assault. So this is a basic guide for Hunters. A very basic guide. If you want the more advanced videos, they are coming out. I've already filmed them, I've got to do the voiceovers, clip them together, and find them in my clip cycle, which is going to take a bit of time. I'm hoping to release one of these every week, but this is a basic one for Hunters, so in a minute we'll dive into it. But just before we do that, I'm just going to go over the basics. This basics video is about 2.5 minutes. If you want to switch into the actual action, just skip ahead 2.5 minutes and you'll get straight into it. So why are we choosing Assault? Assault is the easiest class for new Hunters. If you're level 1 to 10, I really recommend going on a solo hunt rather than joining a group of people. You might think, oh, a group of people might be better, they're more experienced, but unfortunately in Evolve you have to work as part of a group. If you don't know what you're doing, or if you're not sure about what's happening or how to use your character, you're gonna annoy a lot of people and they shout and they get nasty about it. And I know I've done that on occasion, but that's why I'm releasing these videos, so hopefully people will learn and grow. So okay, why Assault? Assault's the easiest class. It's got a shield. You've got one task: hurt the monster. Get in his face and hurt him. That's your only job. You gotta keep him away from other players. That said, if everyone goes down and someone's cloaked, you can pick them up. We'll get into that later. Like I said, that's a bit more advanced, so we'll get into that later. But the most important thing you must learn about Assault is that your job is to keep the monster busy and away from the other players so that they can do their job by hurting it. That's all it is. So in a minute we'll just drop into the action and you'll be able to see, and we'll go over some more of the basics. See you there. So here we are in the dropship, just before we drop. And I'm Assault. I went Markov. We have Val here, we have Hank, and we have Abe.
This is a good plan. This is the
Now
best plan.
watch now when I take control of the character that I'm looking around. And now that's important, because when those doors open on the dropship, you'll see in the top left corner there's a little bit of movement there. Now as I look down, there he goes to the right. Do you see it? He jumped over and off the platform. That was the Goliath. I mark it there, jumping off the platform. You just saw it as he opened. Now I'm not going to go to it because, like I say, this is a basic video. So first I'm going to show you jetpack. So you've got a lot of jetpack on the right hand side, and that can get you very high in the air. But when your jetpack drains, how do you climb a cliff? Well, there you go. You see, when I fall, I've got minimal jetpack, so I jetpack, I run out, I stop for a minute, and then I carry on, and then you're up the cliff. So even when you're out of jetpack, you can still jetpack over things. You don't have to wait for it to charge. So I've got 3 main weapons here and the shield. I've got the assault rifle, the lightning gun, and the mines. Lightning gun does the most damage, so always try and use the lightning gun. So I put down the mines just to show you there, but when I put down another mine, it destroys the first mine you put down. So always watch your placement so that you don't destroy multiple mines. You think, oh, there's a good placement, I'll put that down first, and then you get to the third one and think, oh, I want another one. Alright, so here he comes. It's a bit earlier than I expected, but never mind, I'll make it work. Like I say, this is a basic guide, so I'm not going to do too much damage. I want him to live. So you see, first of all, I lose track of the monster, but because he's tagged, and I saw that earlier, I see him there. So just follow the tag, get back to him, and then get in his face. And as you can see, I'm doing a huge amount of damage with the lightning gun. That is the biggest weapon there. So now I mine down by here, and keep back a bit, but I should be getting into the fold there. I really should be going for him, but I don't. See him and my medic goes down. Now this is an important part again. You don't want to rescue the medic, because your job is to push the monster away from the medic. Do as much damage as possible. You see I'm just doing a huge amount of damage. There's my mines going off. There's my assault rifle. Now I only switched that because I was out of charge and there was no good mine placements for me to put down. So here I switch from assault to trapper and get the medic up, because one of the AIs hadn't done that before. So only do that if you're another class. Don't do as assault. Assault's job is to push the monster away from a down player. Do as much damage as possible. Get in his face, get angry, just push him away from the player so someone else can swoop in and do the revive. If no one else does, and if there's a free character, use the D-pad to switch out and into another player, into another hunter, sorry, and pick up the downed player or AI. Medic's most important. Always protect the medic. But being an assault, your job is to keep them away from. So keep the monster away from the medic. Now, as you can see here, we're tracking the monster, and I'm throwing down mines in junctions where he might come back from. So if I see his health bar shudder down, that means he's gone through one of my mines and we're close. So actually I see him here and I mark him. That little marker appears on him. That means it's the monster. See that marker, the red marker? The monster is nearby. If you see the orange marker, it means that there's a wildlife that can hurt you nearby. So avoid that and walk around it or go cloaked or go over it. So in a minute my video pops out. But as you can see, I'm doing huge amounts of damage from the lightning gun and the mines. Yeah.
Okay, back on the med gun.
So yeah, there we go. The video popped out and I paused it so that you missed about 5 seconds there. As you can see on the right there, there's all the equipment and all of that in the description. If you need to pop out for any time, go into the pause menu. Now in a live game, in a hunt game where you're playing with players, there is an option on the left hand side. I'm scrolling down but there's nothing there because we're solo and it pauses. But on the left hand side in a hunt game or a skirmish, there is a let the bot take over. Now that's good if you need to go out the room for a sec, if you need to pause, because the bot is quite smart. It will keep up with the hunters and you won't get shouted at again. That one's useful if you need to pop out the room, and you can always press X to take over. It won't hunt you out if someone else jumps in. They won't hit you out of the server. You'll stay in the server, so if you need to take a break by all means. Now I carry on, and you can see straight back on the lightning gun. We've already lost a huge amount of health and going after the medic again. That's the classic title. Go after the medic. So as you see, I get in the way there and I'm just trying to keep him distracted, but once again the medic goes down because, like I said, training exercise. I put down the mines around the medic, so if the monster returns, he will get mined. So as there, I switch into Trapper, and I do try and to keep up with him and dart him, but the dart goes away. But just an FYI, just for this video, going into the Trapper there, you can see on the right hand side in the mini wheel the recharge cycle for the dome. The recharge cycle is huge, so if you get towards the monster and say dome him again, the Trapper can't. They physically can't dome him again until that is charged back up to the blue. So you can see I'm just gonna go over here and track him to the other side of the map. Now you can see his footprints there. So I marked that, so you can see the footprints, follow the footprints, and then you can see the birds. Now, you know he's gone that way, so there's no point in following the footsteps, because that's where he's been. You've got to predict where he's going. There's only 3 ways out of the map, through the middle and up the side here. So, this part of the map, I mine down on the left-hand side, because I presume he's coming over here. So, any minute now you'll hear that from Hank. Make sure subtitles are on, that's a very important one, because you can hear it, what everyone's doing, what everyone's seeing. So Hank shouted there, it's over there, which means it's in visual range of him. He can see it. He can see the monster, which means it's around. If you had a look, I have a look here and see if I can see it. I can't, but I do catch a quick glimpse of it there, but I decide instead to let it evolve to stage 3 because I want to show you how powerful and devastating a stage 3 monster is. Fully AI, don't forget this is not a player. A stage 3 monster is something you want to avoid. So there you go, he goes to stage 3. He's evolved, and that little marker flashes up on the bottom left there that the power relay is vulnerable. Now that's in the center of the map, that is your initial drop site. And it's highlighted with that purple marker, so we want to make our way back there and defend that area. Now, this map is very open. In this one in here is a very open map, so he can see for a while. He's got multiple angles of assault. Stage 3 monsters are full powerful, and even though we've done a huge ton of damage to him, when he's fully evolved, you get some of his health back, and once he gets all of his health back, he's a very problematic thing. So you can see I'm putting my mines like on the side of the cliffs there and around, so that when they go up, then there's a whole mine on the edge there. So I can hear him coming, so in a minute, the video is going to cut out and we're going to go back into it. So I'm sorry, the last part, the final battle, got corrupted somehow and I had to delete it. I don't know how that happened, but I'm very sorry about that. Obviously I can't recreate it because it will take too long and the effects of the map would be different. So what instead I'm going to go through is a after action report and show you the last dying breath of the Trapper. Now a lot of the time people want to go mano a mano with the monster, but that's unwise. He can jump pounce you and then he can just kill you and rip you in half. So you can only get free of a jump pounce if someone shoots you out of it, much like a plant, much like some of the wildlife. So as you can see, I'm very low health, my health on the left hand side there. And although his perk seems to be health recharge, it still isn't good enough. So as you can see, I'm trying to just get the hell out of here, puts him down those status mines. But there you are, he sees me there, and I try and back off, but it's too late, it's all for nothing. So after action report, sorry I couldn't get that last clip in there for you. It was just us fighting the monster at that point. But that's one of the main things of Evolve, is to work as a team, and with AIs it's not always that brilliant to do that. So instead, I will just tell you what happened. I put my mines in strategic places around the map, on cliffs, around the floor where he will land if he jumped. He threw a rock at the start, you might have seen that in the last video. Now when that rock hit, it destroyed my mine, so he didn't get hit by that mine because he already destroyed it. Now he can do this with fire, he can do this with rock throw. If he does charge, he will take damage from it. If he does leap smash, he will take damage from it because he's actually touching the mine and will blow it up. But again, you know, mine placement, very important, so that he can't destroy them, he won't see them. And that's why I put them on the edge of the cliff, so if he jumps past them, he'll still take the damage from the mine, because he's touching that area of the red, and it will explode on him, and he'll take damage from that. so even as he's going into the fight, he'll be a bit unsure, like, oh, I've taken damage, what's going on here, you know. And if you can get in his face enough with that lightning gun and do enough damage, you can pull the fight towards yourself, which is the main thing. That point, you need your hunters around you, you need your support to give you shield or set up turrets if they're bucket, if they're another class to do damage amplifier to help that damage go up, or trapper is a good one. Status grenades there will slow down the monster. Just have someone keep banging those at him, and it's just a constant cycle for you as assault of lightning mines, and only switch to assault rifle if you've got no other choice. If your mines are down and he's in range, but so you don't want to put down another mine, you're out of lightning gun, switch to assault rifle. And you didn't see it in that video, but I did take off his entire armor in one go. Unfortunately, he got the medic alone again, and that's a big no-no. As you can see, I'm not the best in assault myself, but that's because over time I've been used to medic, I've been used to support, and they're very much stay out of the fight and support your teammates, whereas assault is going guns blazing. That being said, you don't want to get right in front of the monster all the time. So you want to do damage, you want to keep him away, you want to get in front of him, but not to the point where you're suiciding yourself. You don't want to separate yourself from your unit. You don't want to get to the point where you're trapped in a corner and you can't get out. Try and use the cliffs, shoot down on him, because don't forget, he'll have to jump or climb to get to you. Use the rocks and the environment to your advantage. So if you see an area where he's going to have to crouch and move around quietly on the floor a bit, or if he's trapped in a cave and he can't jump that high, put down mines, use the lightning gun, make him attack you and blow himself up on the mines. If he's out in the open, then mines aren't going to be the best option. Use the lightning gun, put mines on the tops of the cliffs, and use some of the assault rifle, and have your team just pummel him. It's not all about damage. Sometimes it's pummeling with things like traps with Maggie, and things like status grenades to slow him down, to stop him, turrets from bucket, or damage amplifier to help really put the hurt on him. So it's not all about damage, which is why when you're selecting a perk, and I don't know if I get to it here, but if you're selecting a perk, then you want to select something that suits your class. Assault can do damage, but honestly, I think reload speed and quick switch are better. Reload speed certainly for Trapper, because you get that dome up much faster. See you again in the next video.